What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Sporgo. And as usual, right when I go to work, we end up getting the patch notes. And I did take a look at these patch notes, guys, and I gotta say, they're okay, right? At best, they're okay. There's some things in these patch notes that are just kind of like, what? Like, why? And then as far as the characters, they both look like they got some PvP potential. Ancient One looks like she's going to be a really even better support than what she already is. But let's dive into it, guys. Let's talk a little bit about it, all right? So here we have all the new uniforms. Ancient One's still going to be a blast superhero, and change the effective skill, Mysterious Recharge, change the effective skill, Ancient Harmony, enhance the aesthetic magic resonance. But then she gets an increased all buff effect by 20%. This is actually really awesome because, like, if you have a damage proc on this girl or you have a CTP of Rage, this is going to buff up the proc on the Rage or an actual damage proc. Like, if you have a 200% damage proc, it's going to go up to 220% with this kind of buff. It's just like Captain Marvel. This is really, really awesome. And then increase all debuff effect by 20% is pretty nice. She also gets a buff on her leadership. She gets an extra 5% energy attack compared to what she had before. It was 45%. Now it's 50. But she also gets critical damage increased by 30% and guaranteed critical rate now. And this is actually good because it's going to help be able to level her up a lot easier because you're getting extra critical damage. So if you're using a CTP of Rage, or you're using even a PvP build where you're using a CTP of Regeneration where you don't gain any critical damage or any critical rate, this actually be really good. This does kind of signify Rage when you see this, but as you read through her kit, she might be more for PvP and really just for a support for PvE, but it remains to be seen, guys. You never know until you actually play with the character. Now, apply to all allies, increase all resistance by 30%. This is a thing that they added to the character, and it's actually pretty awesome, especially for Mephisto whenever he's doing chip damage. Increasing all resistance is awesome. It's like having an extra fire-resistant striker against Mephisto, but also in PvP, it's going to be really good against all elemental characters. It's actually really nice. They gave her an extra 5% ignore dodge compared to what she had. Now she has 30% instead of 25%. And they jumped up her increased damage, all elemental damage, by 40%. This was 25%. So an extra 15% is actually pretty awesome, especially for like a character that you're supporting that's a blast and has elemental damage like Psylocke, right? Really, really nice. And then, we'll skip all this here, guys. You got a little all defense down. We got some invincibility. We have immunity. We have time freezing on her, which is actually pretty cool for regular world boss. And then she has 75% invisibility that ignores targeting. So this is why I say she might be pretty good in PvP. You never know until you actually play with the character, but this is on a 7-second cooldown, and this lasts for 5 seconds, so she might be really good for it. We're gonna have to wait and see, guys. Actually, that's really OP stuff right there. And then increase all basic attack by 20%. What you will notice is that she doesn't have any damage accumulation, but you will see that she does have apply to all allies, 5% recovery of max HP. So every time she offers a heal, the other team members are getting a heal, which is actually pretty damn nice, man. That's actually pretty cool that she can actually give all of her other supports a heal, and she has remove all debuff, and then of course increase all attack by 30%. So not bad, not bad. Decent buffs, but no accumulation. That's why I kind of say she's probably just going to be more like a support, and maybe decent in PvP. We'll see. And then Baron Mordo. Now, I really wonder if this is a typo because, as far as I know, let me take a look here. As far as I know, Baron Mordo has never been a son of a gun. We clicked a little too fast here. Baron Mordo's never been a superhero. He's always been a villain, right? He's always been a villain. I think in this one here, maybe he's a superhero, right? If this ever loads up, it takes a little bit of time. Okay, so after 2 hours of waiting, he is a superhero. Now, if you all have seen the movie for that character, you're going to think to yourself, well, yeah, but he's not really a superhero in the movie. And I know that Netmarble doesn't know that. Whenever they make these patch notes, whenever they design all these characters, they don't know ahead of time what's going on in the movies, right? So it is understandable that they have superhero. Maybe they're just following the trend from the past uniform, but he really needs to be a super villain. The dude needs to be a supervillain, not a superhero. We've gotten tons of superhero speed characters. We don't need them. Well, actually, we got some villains too. So I guess it doesn't really matter either way. We've been getting a lot of speed lately. So yeah, And then we also have remove all debuff here and 100% chance to become immune to energy damage. So maybe against PvP, like energy-based characters in PvP, he might be pretty useful. He also has a reflect against energy damage. So yeah, but physical characters might be wiping the floor with them. And then he has a heal and he has a damage proc by 100% for 4 seconds on his 4 skill Blade Whip, which is actually pretty cool. He still has a guaranteed dodge rate, or I'm sorry, they gave him guaranteed dodge rate. He has decreased basic damage received by 30%. Nice that they made him a little bit tanky, and that could also help him in PvP as well as PvE. And then first, second, and third skill, nothing really major there. The 4th skill gives him penetrate everything, guys, and then he has increased all attack by 45%. And then on his 5th skill, he also has an all attack by 50%. So he's got 95% all attack. He doesn't have accumulation, but he's got some pretty damn big buffs. And then that penetrate everything is really, really sweet. I don't see any ignore iframe in his kit unless I looked over it and missed it. So that does make me wonder how good he's going to be. So maybe a good AC character, maybe a decent PvE character. But it remains to be seen how good he actually will be, guys. And then we get an Ancient Ones Tier 3, which has penetrate everything. It's got damage proc on it. That's really nice. Time freezing. And you guys can take a look at the Tier 3 right here. Pretty cool. Sometimes a little misleading with Tier 3s because they'll do lots of hits, but you got an entire mob of bots there. So yeah, and then we have 3 awakened characters. Now, Mordo makes perfect sense because he just got a new uniform. However, Clea and Kaecilius, what the hell are we going to do with that? Level them up for story mode, I guess? Because this uniform is trash, and this uniform is trash. These are some old school crap uniforms. And spoiler alert, guys, I'm just going to warn you really quick. In Doctor Strange, in the end credits, Clea does show up. But the thing is, Netmarble didn't know that was going to happen. So I guess we're just going to wait until the next movie or whenever before we get a uniform for Clea. It's just, I really hate it when they do this stuff. It really rubs players the wrong way because you're going to have players who are going to be like, man, Clea might be my favorite character, or Kaecilius might be their favorite character or a character that they really love. And then they do something like this, and it's like, what am I going to do with them? You're going to use your materials on characters that actually have decent uniforms that you can actually play in content, whether it's AC, whether it's timeline, whether it's squad battle, whether it's, world boss legend. You're going to want to use those characters there. These characters are going to be absolute trash. Yes, with Pierce and all, maybe they'll do some damage, but guys, it's just kind of a joke. And then you see the awakened skills here, and they look pretty cool. Right? Not bad. It's going to be real interesting to see if we can cancel those things immediately. And then we get to the wonderful artifacts, which I really don't put a lot of stock in myself because I never get these things and just don't care about them. Although they do come in handy once in a while for sure. So Ancient One here has a really nice artifact that increases base damage to supervillains by 15%. Good artifact. Not bad, and it decreases base damage received by 30%. This is a really good artifact for him. Mordo here has a activation rate 20% chance rate when dodging. 20% chance when dodging, he gets these buffs. Guys, it's not very good. Can attack enemies with ignore targeting. Could be useful in AC, but God, 20% chance just sucks. It should be just a set rate. That's what they should do for these artifacts. Seriously, considering how hard it is to get these damn things on the average. And then you have Kaecilius and Clea, who really nobody's going to care about. Kaecilius has got a good one that increased base damage to superheroes by 20% and decreased base damage to superheroes by 20%. Maybe good for PvP, right? Definitely good for AC. And then Clea, decreased skill cooldown. I guess they wanted to tie it in with her leadership. That decreased skill cooldown by 24%. It's kind of junk. That's a freaking joke. Seriously, that's just dumb. And then increase all basic attack by 15%. That's all right. And then you have some, game era fixes. And then, of course, you have more dislikes than likes, which I can understand why people are kind of upset with this update because really, I would think we would get more than this. I really would believe that we would get more than this. And yeah, we're not, right? We're not getting more than this. And that's kind of weird. And I mean, Ancient One, I mean, again, guys, I think she's just going to be a really great support, along with maybe having some really nice PvP potential. And I think Mordo's going to have some PvP potential, but they really need to make this guy a super villain. They need to change that tag and make him a super villain. And again, I realize Netmarble didn't know whether he was going to be a superhero, super villain at the time that they were making this character and setting up his designs and everything and making him a superhero. So they really need to change that and make him a villain. But all in all, guys, it's honestly kind of an underwhelming update because all we're getting is really just mainly 2 uniforms for these 2 characters, which I am looking forward to. I am hyped up about that. But getting awakened skills for 2 other characters that don't even get a uniform, and then maybe they'll give uniforms for those characters in the future, but it's just every time they do this kind of thing, it just rubs players the wrong way. I mean, they just don't like it when they see that because they know they can't really use those characters. So guys, let me know what you think about these patch notes, and I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.